Hi, I'm Jason from J Squared Design, and I'm going to show you what's so cool about our fire bowls and also how to set them up for the first time. So what's unique about these fire bowls is that inside they have a stainless steel fuel tank. This one holds 30 ounces and will burn for about 10 to 12 hours per fill. So to start using your fire bowl, you'll notice that there's two copper tubes that protrude through the top. One is the wick tube, and the other, most often offset or closer to the edge, is the fill tube. The first thing to do is to take your rubber stopper and place it in the fill tube. Each fire bowl comes with an initial wick and rubber stopper, and then once you've placed the rubber stopper in the fill tube, simply place your wick into the wick tube. Now, if your wick is taller than a ½ inch above the wick tube, it needs to be trimmed to height. Some wicks come long, and some wicks, as you can see of this one, are a little bit shorter to start with, but it still needs to be trimmed. So take a pair of scissors and simply trim the wick at about a ½ inch above the wick tube. This piece of wick can be discarded. Then, once you've set up the wick and the stopper, you can begin decorating your fire bowl. For this heart, we have some green fiberglass to start. And we can kind of smooth that over. The fiberglass really reflects the light and makes this kind of light up at night and just look beautiful in general. And then we've got a little bit of pink and red that we can sprinkle in here as well, since it's a heart. Okay, I found the perfect place to burn our fire bowl. It's on a sturdy surface, there's nothing above or to the sides that could catch fire, and there's nothing that can potentially fall on the fire bowl once it's burning. The first step is to remove the fill port plug from the fill tube and then place our funnel directly into the fill tube. Now, I've measured out some Tiki Torch brand fuel, but you can use paraffin lantern oil as an alternative that is smokeless and odorless. Keep in mind that soot or smoke is also determined by your wick height. So if you didn't trim your wick low enough, or if you're experiencing some smokiness, you can try trimming your wick lower to prevent that. Once you've measured out 30 ounces for the small bowl or 80 ounces for our newest large Seraphina, then begin to pour your fuel into the bowl. Be cautious not to overfill your funnel or to overfill the bowl. If you see it leaking from the top, stop pouring. Once you've filled up your bowl and cleaned up any spills, it's time to light it. Now keep in mind, the first time you fill your bowl, it may take up to 15 minutes for the wick to become saturated with the oil. This is completely normal. However, if your wick is having trouble lighting after it's been used a number of times, it may be time to replace the wick, or your bowl might be contaminated with water. To light your bowl, simply grab a lighter, ignite it away from the wick, and then bring it close to the wick. The wick will begin to burn, and the fire will continue to grow. This bowl will now burn for 10 to 14 hours, depending on your wick height, but when you're ready to extinguish it and you're done burning for the night, simply grab your included flame snuffer and put it over top of the fire. Your wick has been extinguished, and you want to leave this in place to protect against any rain. Other than that, your fire bowl is ready to use again. As soon as you're ready to burn it, take your flame snuffer off and light it back up again, and it will burn and give you many years of pleasure. Thank you.